Welcome to Kitsap 2035, Growing for a Better Tomorrow. What we're going to be discussing is the Kitsap County Comprehensive Plan. Extremely important document for our community as we plan for 20 years. And joining me is Katrina Knutson with the Department of Community Development, and she is a senior planner, and she is in charge of the comprehensive plan along with David Greetham. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
So we're helping Katrina get the word out about how you, a citizen of Kitsap County, can get involved. But first of all, we want to talk about what is a comprehensive plan.
Great. So a comprehensive plan is really a generalized plan for the entire unincorporated county in our instance. And it's really the county strategic plan for how we're going to move forward in all areas of government, but just some topics: land use, transportation, capital facilities, parks, public health. So all of those topics and how they integrate together. And it's really a 20-year plan that will guide how our community will ultimately look in 2035.
So Kitsap County residents outside of incorporated cities are encouraged to participate. The city of Bremerton, the city of Paulsbo, the city of Port Orchard, the city of Bainbridge Island are all doing their own comprehensive plans. This is the county-wide plan.
The county-wide plan. We are coordinating with our 4 cities, so our plans will be consistent with each other and will meet the county-wide planning policies.
Great.
And we do encourage people within the unincorporated cities to get involved with the cities.
So how is the comprehensive plan implemented? What are the tools? What does it eventually get the county?
So there's really 2 things that feed into the comprehensive plan. One are the rules that we're bound to by the Growth Management Act. And the second is what we get from the public. So the public comment and their vision on the how they want the county to grow. Those 2 things feed into the comprehensive plan. And from them come our capital budgets, our development regulations, and programs. So under the capital budget, that would be budgeting for roads, budgeting for anything capital related.
Parks,
bridges,
yeah.
Those types of things. Under the development regulation portion, all of our development regulations that have to do with planning have to be consistent with the comprehensive plan. So the code takes policy guidance from the plan. So that's our zoning code, our land subdivision code, our critical areas ordinance, all of those types of codes. And then on the program side, those are really kind of the fun things that we get to do, like transfer of development rights, farm policy council, all of the things that are planning related but are not mandatory. We take policy guidance from the plan. So it's really an overarching plan that affects anything from budgeting to development regulations to policy.
Many things are considered in the comprehensive plan, and this just doesn't happen in a matter of months. We're looking at about 18 months, and although a lot of work has already happened. This comprehensive plan is due to the state, and what department does it go to in the state?
It goes to the Department of Commerce, and they oversee all growth management aspects throughout Washington.
So they're looking at everybody's comprehensive plan.
They are.
They look at everybody's in the state, and it is due to them in June 2016. Is that correct?
So about 18 months from now. We started working on this effort over a year ago, doing a lot of the background work, and we recently launched our public participation portion, wanting to get the public involved early before, well in advance of any kind of formal public meetings with the Planning Commission or the board to get their input. So we do have about a year and a half left, and there's still a lot to do and a lot for the public to comment on.
We want to talk about population growth, housing, jobs, services that are going to be in demand. Does it even, like, let's say I live in rural Kingston and I don't want Kingston developed anymore. that's taken into consideration? Everybody's comments are actually weighed out.
Anything from, we want a traffic light here, or there's too much glare coming in my windows at night from an electronic sign on a church, maybe.
Oh, interesting.
To we want Kingston to stay the way it is. All of those comments are looked at cumulatively based on their topic. So nothing really is too small or too big to be brought up during this process.
But talk to us about the sub-area plans, the little communities of Kingston, Manchester, the little communities that are not actual cities, they're not municipalities,
Correct.
but they are definitely little communities that we all know about.
So the Growth Management Act actually allows for us to have these sub-area plans. And what those are, the comprehensive plan is the general plan, so it has to be for the entire land area within unincorporated counties. What sub-area plans allow us to do is do a more focused plan for unique communities. Right now we have them for Kingston, Suquamish, Keyport, Silverdale, Illahee, and Manchester. And so we work with community groups within those areas to do specific things. Do they need a specific zone? Do they want height limitations? Do they want a certain design required for buildings that occur within there? To make the community, as it does grow, to maintain the unique character that they each have. And we in Kitsap County are blessed with having communities that are so unique. And it's important both to quality of life as well as to visitors to the county for tourism that we maintain those unique characteristics.
And people in those communities, many people are very, very involved and really want to have a say. And it's probably the reason they moved to one of those little communities, because they like the way it is and they really want it to stay that way.
Exactly.
But how do we have a crystal ball that says this is what we want in 20 years? How do we know that?
There's not really a crystal ball. We are projected for each 3 people in the county right now. We're projected to have an additional 1 person. So countywide,
That's
including
right.
the cities, that amounts to approximately 80,000 people growth over 20 years. And we know that, again, a lot of that will go into our cities, specifically, Bremerton will take a large chunk of that. But ultimately, the population is coming, and it's based on projections that have been tested over time and that are pretty accurate. So we do need to plan for how those folks are going to integrate into the community. What types of jobs are we going to create for them?
Right. What schools are going to be impacted?
What schools are going to be impacted? How can we plan for the transportation necessary for that?
Right.
Do we need, a lot of ferry stuff's been going on lately. How's that going to impact the ferry system?
Exactly.
So it all integrates together. And it's really good that we're doing the advanced planning so that we're not trying to fix a problem that's already happened. We're, working ahead of it.
So the County Comprehensive Plan team wants to hear from you, citizens. There is an easy way to get involved. Katrina, tell us about the website, how folks can get involved, get the updates. Let's go to that piece.
Great. So the website will be on your screen right now. It's Comp Plan, so COMPPLAN.kitsapgov.com. And on that website, it's very interactive. There's many ways to be involved on the website. One specific button that I'd like you to look at is the Stay Involved button. And what that will allow you to do is input either your email address or your phone number. And any time that we update our website with anything that you would need to comment on or anything like that, you will get a notification to your phone, to your email, Facebook, or Twitter, so that you don't have to constantly look at the website. We will inform you of what is going on. So that's one of the ways to stay involved. We also have a question of the week, and those things range from questions about housing to questions about transportation. And so far we've had a lot of responses, almost 3,000 responses. So, people are already involved, but we want all the rest of you to get involved in the process. We did send out a postcard in September to every unincorporated household, and we found that that was a very good way to get people's attention that this is going on.
Nice.
You know, we found that not everyone reads the newspaper, not everyone goes to our website, not everyone goes to the library where there may be a sign, but everybody gets mail. So we sent that out, and we've had a lot of input because of the postcard.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
it's a good method.
It's interesting to me, if you don't get the newspaper, you don't go online a lot, you know, it's hard to reach folks because you wonder, how do they get their information?
Right.
So that's a very good thing to hear, that yep, people still get mail. So
and something that we're doing through this comprehensive plan, we're at each of our meetings that we've held that we may talk about later, we're asking for zip codes. And on the surveys, we're asking for certain demographic information. What we're wanting to know is what communities are we getting input from, and are there
Correct.
any that we're not? Are we getting input from the younger generation? Are we getting input from our seniors? So we're compiling a report right now that should be issued in December about all of our public outreach events so far, what the main topics have been, and our strategy for moving forward to gain underrepresented input.
good. Let's talk about that public outreach. Are there some meetings scheduled that folks can participate in, or they can go to the website and check that out?
There will be more meetings coming up in late winter, spring of next year.
Great.
We had 3 main open houses in September and October, one on the north end, one in central, and one in south. We had a great turnout.
Excellent.
At those open houses compared to previous years. And then we had 3 SubArea Plan open houses. So a few weeks ago, we met in Kingston, in Suquamish, and in Manchester. And we had over 50 citizens at each of those SubArea Plan meetings. So people are
Great.
very interested
People
in this.
are interested.
So right now, there are no meetings scheduled, but what we're doing is we need to compile the input that we received and have a response to that so that people are assured that we're taking their input into consideration.
Excellent. Excellent.
So this report that will come out in December will really outline what were the main topics we heard in North Kitsap, what were the main topics we heard in each of the other districts, and how are we planning to address those in the next round of meetings. We very much want these meetings where we're expecting people to come after they've worked a long, hard day. We want it to be meaningful.
Good.
So we're being very strategic about how and what we're asking our citizens to do. We want to be very conscious of their time.
Great. So until you hear about these public meetings, we want you to go to the website.
The website, yes.
And it is, again, compplan.kitsapgov.com. Go in, get registered, see the news, get the question of the week, learn about these public meetings and how you can shape Kitsap for the next 20 years.
Right.
Katrina's going to join us on a monthly basis to talk about different aspects of the comprehensive plan. What we're going to talk about next month is buildable lands. Is that correct?
Correct.
And we're going to learn all about that. So stay tuned and stay with us as we shape Kitsap, and it's Kitsap 2035, growing for a better tomorrow. Katrina, thanks so much, and we look forward to a lot more information.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us today on Kitsap 2035, growing for a better tomorrow. We'll see you next time.